Hello, my name is Jerrod Weston and this is the International Actors Club. And if you've watched any of our videos before, you'll know that we are trying to talk about what it's like to learn how to start out being an actor and work our way through becoming megastars, okay? And one of the very first talents that you need to develop is learning how to memorize scripts. And me, I had absolutely no idea how to do this, but I have learned a few techniques that I believe are going to be very helpful to other people as well. So let's go.
Okay, to get started, it's very easy to find movie scripts. Just type in free movie scripts in Google. I found this 9 places to find movie scripts without doing any work whatsoever. And what's cool about this is that then there are links to tons of websites that have free movie scripts. I just selected this first one, Simply Scripts. For the sake of not being a spoiler, I skipped over these newer movies and found What to Expect When You're Expecting, which is a movie I haven't seen yet. And I downloaded it in advance to be ready. And nice thing about this one is that the text is nice and easy to read. You'll oftentimes find some where it looks like it was typed and then somebody took a picture of a old typed piece of paper. But this one will be easy to read for us. And then I found a couple of lines here. These 3 lines right here. And I'm just gonna be Jules, and because 3 lines, that'll be good for our example. And we're going to start memorizing them, okay? This other thing that I need to do is get Microsoft Word going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap that on one side and then put the script on the other side. And what I start off by doing just real quick is to just type it just to get the feel for it to start out, okay? So I'm Jules again. Look like party on acid. Okay, that's a nice image. And then Evan says, I'm wearing a mesh shirt. It's all part of the competition. Okay, and then I say, why did I let them spray tan me? Why did I let them spray tan me? Why indeed? I look nuclear like I could power a small city. And then Evan says, you look beautiful and only a tiny bit orange. And I smile and I say, okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, so notice that I am trying to go through this. I'm not worried about the acting portion of it. I'm not trying to, naturally it's just coming out of my voice, just, the way I might say it. But I actually want to memorize it without any feeling. It just needs to be the lines, okay? I'll add the feeling in at the end as I'm practicing it. And I'm actually just going to skip over Evan right now also, okay? Now the other thing, I got a great piece of advice from my wife when I started trying to learn these because she years ago used to memorize, she used to be an actor and she used to have to memorize scripts quite a bit. And she said, start from the last line first and go backwards. And I found that, yeah, it really does. It makes it so that your mind has to work harder to try and memorize the lines. And so in the long run, it actually makes it easier to memorize the scene, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this, okay, let's win this thing, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this, and we're going to start with that line. Now, if you haven't seen this before, the modern Microsoft Office Word has dictate. And you'll notice that it doesn't do punctuation or anything like that, and it's going to make a lot of mistakes. But for what we need, it works out really well. Okay, so you kind of see that it's not, super accurate. But anyways, you can play around with it. And we're just going to start saying lines, okay? Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. Now notice I'm hitting enter after each time I say the line. And the reason why is because if I don't, you'll see that it makes it more difficult to kind of look at it later when you're trying to compare it. Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. You notice these are all lined up, right? So it's easy to see if you got all the words when you were saying it several times, if you got it accurate. And here it's harder to figure that out. So I always just hit enter to keep all the text sort of lined up, okay? And now, and I was doing that, but just reading it right off of the script, okay? Actually, what usually happens is I read it here, and then I actually just read it again and again. So I tend to make the same mistakes over and over, but I think that's just because it's easier to read over here. But now I'm going to try and do this without the script, just on my own. Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. Okay, let's win this thing. Now this is a really easy line. I've actually got, like, when I first started doing this, all of this stuff took me a really long time. I would have to do this quite a bit, but I'm getting quite a bit faster now. So now let me compare it. And I got it, okay? Okay, let's win this thing. That's a simple line. So let's go into this more difficult one, the spray tanning, okay?